There are few experiences in life as spiritually transformative and emotionally intense as the twin flame journey. It pulls us into the depths of our soul, calling forth our deepest wounds and our highest light. It is a journey of awakening, not just of the heart, but of the entire being. And while the highs of this journey are unmatched, the lows can be equally profound. One of the most challenging and painful moments for many on this path is watching their twin flame, the runner, seemingly move on. This experience can bring waves of grief, confusion, and heartbreak. For the one who stays, the chaser, it often feels like a betrayal, an abandonment, not just by a person, but by something sacred. Yet within this very moment of deep sorrow lies a powerful opportunity for growth, healing, and transformation. When the twin flame runner moves on, it does not mean the connection is severed or lost. It means the connection is evolving, just as both souls are being called to evolve. In today's video, you'll not only understand what happens to the connection when the runner moves on, but also find the wisdom and healing that lies hidden beneath the pain. One of the most common misunderstandings in the twin flame journey is the idea that moving on means letting go of the connection. When the runner begins a new relationship, distances themselves emotionally, or even creates a new life entirely, it can appear as though they have turned their back on the bond. But the truth is that in the spiritual dimension, the connection remains untouched. The bond between twin flames is not held together by physical presence or verbal affirmation. It is a soul bond. And soul bonds do not break from silence, distance, or new relationships. When someone moves on in the physical world, they are often not escaping the connection, but escaping the intensity of it. The mirror that the twin flame holds up can be too raw, too overwhelming. It confronts the runner with unresolved wounds, suppressed fears, and a call to awaken. For many runners, this is too much to handle. They seek relief, peace, or normalcy, often by trying to build a life elsewhere. But what is being escaped is not the other twin flame, but the emotional chaos triggered by the connection. This stage is not a sign of rejection. It is a response to inner fear. And that fear is not personal. It stems from lifetimes of spiritual residue, early life traumas, and the soul's struggle to awaken fully. The runner's decision to move on is, in most cases, not an intentional severance. It is an attempt to breathe, to find balance, to survive an inner storm that feels too much to face. Understanding this helps the chaser see the situation more clearly. The runner is not erasing the bond. They are attempting to find peace. They are trying to make sense of a love that doesn't fit the patterns they were taught, a love that doesn't follow logic. And in this attempt to move on, they are unknowingly walking deeper into their spiritual lessons. When the runner moves on, it often triggers the most powerful transformation within the connection itself. While it may feel like a pause or an end, this stage actually marks the beginning of a deeper spiritual awakening for both twins. Especially for the chaser, this can be a time of intense growth. One of the most important things to remember is that the twin flame connection is not static. It evolves as both souls evolve. What starts as a fiery romance or intense emotional pull eventually grows into something more sacred, more refined. The pain of separation, especially when the runner has seemingly moved on, becomes a sacred fire. It burns away illusions. It forces the chaser to confront their own fears, fear of abandonment, fear of unworthiness, fear of loss. This is where the journey shifts from being about the other person to being about the self. The connection begins to serve its highest purpose, inner union. The pain acts as a doorway, leading the chaser deeper into their own heart. It reveals hidden wounds, patterns of codependency, self-worth issues, and buried grief. And as these layers are peeled back, something incredible begins to happen. The chaser begins to heal. This healing isn't just emotional, it's energetic. As the chaser releases attachment, fear, and resistance, they begin to rise in vibration. They begin to step into their soul purpose. And this shift does not go unnoticed by the runner. Even if they are far away, even if they are in another relationship, the energetic bond between the twins remains active. Every step toward healing taken by one twin affects the other. The connection transforms from something painful and chaotic into something peaceful, divine, and deeply empowering. The pain of watching the runner move on becomes the catalyst for stepping fully into spiritual maturity. While the chaser feels the heartbreak on the surface, the runner often experiences a much more hidden form of suffering. On the outside, it may appear that they are happy. Perhaps they are in a new relationship, building a life, or immersing themselves in work or family. But beneath this surface, there is often a quiet, ongoing conflict. The twin flame connection never truly leaves either twin. For the runner, this connection often lingers like a whisper in the background. It might show up in dreams, through moments of deep longing, or even sudden waves of grief. The runner may not fully understand why they are still emotionally affected. In some cases, they may try to block out these feelings, numbing themselves with distractions. But no matter how hard they try, the connection remains embedded in their soul. This creates a silent struggle. The runner is often torn between the desire for stability and the pull of the twin flame connection. The new relationship they pursue may feel comforting at first, especially if it's less emotionally intense. But over time, something begins to feel missing. They start to realize that the soul connection they felt with their twin flame cannot be replicated elsewhere. This inner tension becomes a powerful force of awakening. The runner is eventually forced to face the very emotions they were trying to avoid. They may begin questioning their choices, reflecting on their past, and feeling a growing sense of spiritual restlessness. This can lead them into their own phase of healing, a dark night of the soul that slowly prepares them for reunion. It's important to understand that the runner's journey is not easier than the chaser's. It's just different. While the chaser often experiences more visible pain, the runner suffers in silence. And this silence, this hidden longing, becomes the very force that brings them back into alignment with their soul. One of the most profound shifts in the twin flame journey happens when the chaser moves from longing to surrender. After the initial heartbreak of seeing the runner move on, there comes a point where the soul can no longer hold on in the same way. This is not giving up, it's surrendering to a deeper truth. Surrender is not passive, it is an active and conscious choice to trust the journey. It is the point where the chaser stops focusing on what the runner is doing and starts focusing entirely on their own path. This shift is life-changing. The energy that was once directed outward toward the other twin is now reclaimed and used for self-discovery, purpose, and alignment. In this stage, the chaser no longer seeks reunion as a way to feel complete. They begin to see that they are already whole. The connection becomes something sacred, not something that needs to be fixed. And from this space of inner peace, true spiritual alignment is born. What's remarkable is that this surrender often creates a ripple effect. When the chaser stops chasing energetically and emotionally, the runner begins to feel the shift. They may not understand it consciously, but they start to sense the space, the silence. And that silence is powerful. It makes them pause. It allows their own suppressed feelings to rise. Surrender also opens the door to divine timing. Once the chaser has stepped into full alignment with themselves, the universe begins to orchestrate the next phase of the journey. This could mean deeper healing, personal success, spiritual expansion, or even a reconnection with the twin flame, if and when both souls are truly ready. Perhaps one of the most important truths to hold on to is that the energetic bond between twin flames is never broken. Physical distance, emotional silence, or new relationships do not weaken the soul connection. In fact, these experiences often strengthen it by pushing both twins to grow in the ways they need most. The bond between twin flames exists beyond time and space. It is felt in moments of stillness, through synchronicities, dreams, or sudden waves of love and sorrow. It lives in the soul, not in the physical story. And as both twins continue their individual healing, the energy between them becomes clearer, stronger, and more balanced. This bond acts like a spiritual compass. It guides each twin back to their own truth. Sometimes this means walking parallel paths for a while. Sometimes it means being apart for years. But the connection never disappears. It evolves. Even if the runner is in another relationship, the energy between the twins still flows. Often, the runner's new partner is not a replacement, but a mirror to help them see what they have yet to heal. These relationships can act as stepping stones, leading the runner back to themselves, and eventually back to their twin flame if the soul contracts allow it. Recognizing that the connection is eternal allows the chaser to release fear. There is nothing to lose. The bond cannot be taken away. And knowing this brings peace, a peace that allows the heart to stay open, not in waiting, but in trust. In the twin flame journey, reunion is a hope many carry quietly in their hearts. It's a longing that doesn't go away, even when the path becomes unclear or painful. While the journey is not always meant to lead to a romantic reunion, it often creates the conditions for one when both souls have done the work they came here to do. The idea of reunion is not just about being together again, it's about meeting each other as transformed, whole beings who are finally ready to love without fear or limitation. When the runner appears to move on, it's easy to believe the connection is over. But what many don't see is that this apparent ending is often the very thing that starts the deeper healing. The runner moving on creates space, space for reflection, space for growth, and space for the soul to realign. The pain of that distance pushes both twins to look inward, to find strength within themselves, and to rebuild their sense of identity separate from the relationship. This stage is not a closing door. It's a doorway to self-discovery. In this time apart, the twins are often faced with their deepest fears and emotional wounds. They begin to unravel the patterns they've carried, patterns of fear, control, insecurity, or emotional avoidance. These patterns must be released before a true balanced reunion can happen. If they're not, the same dynamics that caused the separation in the first place will only repeat. Reunion, then, is not just about being back together. It's about creating a new way of relating, one that is rooted in truth, respect, freedom, and deep spiritual love. As each twin heals, they begin to shift energetically. They start to vibrate from a place of wholeness rather than need. They find joy in their own life, follow their soul path, and stop looking for the other to complete them. This is the moment the energy begins to change. Without pressure or expectation, the connection between the twins grows stronger again, quietly, spiritually, deeply. The magnetism that once brought them together reawakens, this time on a higher frequency. When reunion happens, it feels different than before. It doesn't come from longing or desperation. It comes from peace. Both twins come together because they are aligned, not because they are afraid to be apart. They meet as equals, as mirrors who have cleaned their reflections. They are ready to support each other, not fix each other. There's no need to prove, chase, or control. There's simply love, pure, strong, and sacred. Reunion can take many forms. It may come as a loving relationship, a spiritual friendship, a creative partnership, or a quiet mutual respect. Sometimes, twins do not come together in the physical world, but feel deeply reunited in the soul. This kind of reunion is just as real and just as powerful. The outer form matters less than the inner shift. The truth is, reunion is always possible, but not through force or waiting. It comes when each soul has done what it needed to do. It comes when the love between the twins is no longer clouded by fear or resistance. It comes when the divine timing is right, when the lessons have been learned, and when both are ready to love without conditions. So, instead of focusing on reunion as a goal, it's far more powerful to focus on becoming. Becoming aligned, becoming conscious, becoming whole. That's when the energy of reunion naturally returns, gracefully and without effort. When your twin flame, the one you love on a soul level, appears to move on, it can feel like your world has crumbled. There's a deep sense of loss that touches not just your heart, but your spirit. It can feel like everything you believed in was an illusion. You may question your worth, your intuition, and even the meaning of the connection itself. But beneath that heartbreak lies a deeper truth. The connection isn't ending, it's shifting, it's growing. It's evolving into something wiser, stronger, and more soul-aligned. What you're experiencing isn't abandonment, it's initiation. You are being called into a higher version of yourself. The pain is not there to punish you, it's there to open you, to help you see parts of yourself you've never seen before. This phase asks you to dig deep, to look at your own soul, and to walk a path of personal growth that you may not have chosen otherwise. But within that growth lies the miracle, the awakening of your true self. This journey teaches you to let go of attachment while still holding love in your heart. It teaches you to feel your emotions fully without letting them control your direction. It helps you understand that unconditional love is not about waiting or suffering. It's about freedom. It's about loving with an open hand, trusting that what is meant for you will never pass you by, even if it leaves for a while. You are not walking this path alone. Every moment of pain you felt, every time you've doubted, cried, or prayed, has been witnessed by your higher self and by the universe. You are being supported in ways you may not see yet. Your guides, your soul, and the divine are walking with you, step by step. Nothing is random. Every part of this journey is shaping you into the version of yourself that is aligned with your highest destiny. Even if you don't know what's ahead, you can trust what you're becoming. You are becoming someone who knows their worth, who walks with purpose, who radiates love from within. And in that becoming, you find a kind of peace that cannot be shaken, because it is built from your own soul, not from anyone else's actions. Whether you reunite with your twin flame or not, you will have become more whole. That's the true miracle. You'll learn to love without fear, to trust yourself without needing confirmation, to walk forward without needing to control the outcome. And when you reach that place, the energy between you and your twin becomes clearer, more peaceful, and more harmonious, whether or not you ever speak again. So if you find yourself grieving, wondering, or feeling lost, remember this. The journey is not about losing love. It's about becoming love. It's about letting love lead you back to your soul. And once you find that place inside yourself, you'll know that no one, not even your twin, can take it from you. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Trust the divine plan that is unfolding in perfect timing. Even if things look broken now, even if everything feels uncertain, know this: the sacred journey you are on is not in vain. The bond between you and your twin flame is eternal. It is not weakened by time, distance, or silence. It is guiding you to your true self. And from that place, the rest will unfold exactly as it's meant to. The journey is sacred, and so are you. Keep walking. The best is not behind you, it is waiting ahead.